B-Bad and Brandon.
Recording in progress. That is a fucking beard, bro.
There you go.
Hello.
No, you hear me now?
Oh yeah, we were just admiring your beard.
Yeah, thank you.
That is, yeah, you've got to work to have one of those. You don't just buy one.
Yeah,
Look at that.
it's for a while.
Fuck, how much time goes into that? I love it.
That is huge.
It's years.
You must have been born
It's
with
basically just being lazy and neglectful, and then it turns out this way.
it.
That's how most beards are, like, literally, that's how they start. And then
Yes.
They're growing out of laziness, but the end result is beautiful.
It's
Look at that thing.
fucking glorious. You just
Well,
unreal, brother.
when it gets to this length, though, now it's just a hassle.
And you've got a beer to go with it.
Mm.
That is how you podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's midnight.
Yeah, mate. I
Oh,
do.
is it midnight over there?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, right.
He's been very, very appreciative. We are very appreciative. You're being very lovely and staying up late for us, brother. Mate,
That's all right. Just got out of the hot tub.
Oh, fuck yeah. Have you got a hot tub in the outside?
Yeah, hot tub, cold tub.
Yep.
So you have a cold tub in the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets pretty cold. It gets to at least 0 degrees over wintertime. We have to break the ice to get in.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah,
I guess for the people that aren't, like, don't know or who are listening. So you're in Iceland.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we're talking in 0 degrees.
Gets a little chilly over that way.
Fuck hell, bro.
Yeah.
Mate, we'll be a little bit official, just so the world can find out what's going on in this place and this little podcast you got kicking off. What we like to do is we ask one question, and then after this, it's complete craziness and madness. And that question for you, sir, is 21 words, who you are and what you do. We count them. It's very official.
All
Are
right.
you ready?
I'm Heisi Gerimundsson. I'm a Highland Games athlete, former strongman powerlifter, and from Iceland. And I do concrete for a living.
Yep.
And I enjoy beer. That's 21, right?
That's about 21.
Yeah, right in, stuck it in.
I love the ending, and
Yeah.
I enjoy beer.
It's so good.
Oh yeah. I ran out of things to say.
Man, that is unreal. Like, why is everyone from Iceland just so strong, by the way? Like, why are
that's a good question.
you all just have this brilliant culture of an appreciation for strength?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think it's survival of the fittest throughout the centuries.
Yeah, right.
National Geographic came over here to test our DNA, essentially, like me, Hafthor, my brother Runar, and a bunch of the CrossFit girls. And there was nothing different from anybody else. It's just throughout the centuries, I think it's just survival of the fittest.
Wow. And I just want to go back a second. Nat Geo came over and tested your DNA.
Yeah.
That's
They wanted to
unreal.
test it. Yeah, they wanted to test the strongest people in Iceland and see if anything was different.
Yep.
That's such a good, like, point you make there, though, because, like, there's obviously physically, biology, whatever you want to, like, down to a molecular level, like, we're all the same, but the culture, the environment, the hardships that you're, throughout the decades, as you said, would have had to face, your culture has been accustomed to just constantly getting stronger. Like, that's
And I think it's also a little bit of arrogance. We're an arrogant nation. We think we should be the best in everything, and I think we take that mentality and take it to strength sports.
Yeah.
Right. I actually didn't ever think that Icelandic people were arrogant, but is that a very common thing, or?
No, I think with athletes, every athlete has to be a little bit arrogant.
Yep.
Just to make it to a top level, but I think as Icelanders in general, like at least the group I'm in, we're all a little bit arrogant. You know, maybe not on the surface, but on the inside, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
And the group you run with, bro, you train with and have trained with some very strong, well-known people over the years, bro. Yes.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to be training with, you know, some of the best in the world, and, you know, depending on, you know, from Iceland and also other countries. So, you know, we all train together. I think that's also one of the things, like all the competitors here train together.
Yep.
Like, we have world-class athletes that come over here to train with us. So you're always surrounded by people that are either at your level or getting close to your level or above your level.
Yep. Yep.
Can you imagine that though? Like, imagine if every country's top athletes train together.
Fuck.
Can you imagine the difference it would come then, like on a world stage? How we just had the Olympics, and there's always a few countries that just dominate no matter what. But can you imagine if every nation's sprinters train together? Can you imagine if every nation's bloody basketball players train together? The level of competition bringing to those world sports would be insane.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that is,
definitely.
and like you said just then, like you all train together. Imagine that. Imagine the sessions there. There would be like, obviously that's where the ego, a little bit of arrogance comes into play, but you'd be going hard. And then the people who are just coming into the sport, well, they see you pushing, but you're chasing someone else. That kind of camaraderie, that kind of like challenge, just you couldn't buy. That is an elite, not an elite mentality either. It's just a mentality of we all want to get better.
Yeah, and I think it goes to like the prison system. You know, when people train together in prison, you've seen some pretty buff prisoners that train with nothing. I think it's the similar effect. It's all the testosterone and everything that is in that place at that time. Everybody's training to compete. Nobody's in there just to train. Everybody's in there to be the best what they can be.
Oh yeah. So where did it all start for you, bro? Where did the first opportunity to dabble with some strength stuff kick off for you?
Well, I did track and field for a long time.
Yep.
You know, I was a junior Icelandic champion in shot put.
Yep.
And I was raised in prison.
Yep.
Like my dad was a prison guard. My grandfather was a warden, and my mom and my grandma were the cooks.
Wow.
So when I was 14, when I started training, that's the only place I could train. That was just with criminals.
You're training there. Jesus.
Yeah. So I think I got my good start there. Like it was a different mentality as soon as I showed up.
Man, that's a fucking education and a half right there.
Yeah. What sort of training we talking back then? Were you training with some weights and some things in the prison there?
Yeah, we like to begin with. We had just the weights, and when I started training, it was bench press every day. It was max out every day. We did that for years.
Nice. But how big's your bench now?
Before I hit age 20, I got 190 kilo bench press. So
Holy!
It worked out all right.
Oh, before age 20.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's that prison
method. Do much of anything else, you know. Never
that didn't work good for your squat though, did it?
No. But later on, my squat became my best thing, so it all worked out in the end.
Yep. Yeah.
Man, that is insane. Like that's like incredible.
So when you say like training with in the prison, we actually training with the prisoners themselves as well.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I would hitch a ride to the prison. It was about 7 kilometers away. I would get my grandpa or somebody to drive me over there. Then I would train, and whoever was in there would train with me.
Yeah, nice.
Are we just are we talking like max security prison, or are we talking like?
No, we're talking one of the good prisons.
Yeah,
I mean, we had all kinds of prisoners, like we, you know, from tax evasion to killers.
Yep.
But it was mostly guys who had done their time in other prisons and got to go there. So,
right.
And that was, you know, they were in a better space. Wasn't as dangerous. Still, fucking training as a 14-year-old with some prisoners. Fuck, what a savage environment.
Yeah, I felt pretty cool.
Yeah, fucking
man. Like that's a story you're gonna like. Obviously, you're on a podcast now, but that's a story that I would listen to on a podcast and be like, wow. You just don't hear or read about that, but that is fucking insane, man. And
But I like, because I grew up there. I liked it so much that, you know, I was raised there from the time I was 2 till the time I was 18. Then I started working there. Worked there for 6 years. So
Oh wow.
I still have some of my best friends are from the time I met them there.
Yeah. And when you were a prison guard, that's what you kicked off with first up there?
Yeah.
I could definitely see that, you fucking monster. Look at his shoulders.
Yeah.
Man, look at the
I've
arm
heard-
on him.
Yeah.
I've heard people say when they got there, you know, maybe I just finished the training session and
Yeah.
walked out and I had keys, you know, to the prison.
Yep.
And people ask other people, like, why does that prisoner have keys to it? You know?
Yeah, we just let him out for day release if he wants.
Yeah, because I look more like a prisoner than the prisoners themselves.
Yep.
Bro, that is insane. Like, that is a story. Like, I can't even imagine the just the learnings you'd get from that environment. Like, obviously people had done the wrong thing, but they'd pass on some knowledge, and then also just the hardcore training mentality. No wonder you're bloody a champ across multiple sports. You said you competed in the Highland Games.
Yeah, that's my most recent sport. Yeah.
Yeah. What got you into that?
Actually, just a friend of mine called Stefan Soga, another strongman from Iceland. He'd been doing it for a few years back in Scotland. He called me up and said, "You want to try this thing called Highland Games?"
Yep.
And I said, "Yeah." And a week later, somebody from Scotland called me up and said, "Do you want to travel over and do some games?" And after that, I was hooked. Switch sports, and I loved it. Got to travel the world, see awesome people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just wish I would have found it sooner.
Yeah, wow. What was it like making the switch from strongman and some powerlifting as well, switching into Highland Games? Was it a bit to learn?
It was a lot to learn, but I was lucky to do, because I did track and field before, all the throwing and stuff.
Done a lot of throwing.
The switch was all right, but going from, you know, kind of slow static lift to, like, you know, to fast acting throwing stuff.
Yep.
There was a lot of injuries the first 2-3 years, but I got over it.
Yep.
You know? I was lucky enough that at the prison, we had stones to throw. I got to set up everything I needed to train for that. So that's where my Highland Games career started. We had a throwing ring and everything, like track and field ring. Yeah. My dad put it in, 20 years ago. He used to be a thrower as well.
Yep.
So he put it in 20 years ago, and it was just there. So everything was there. It was just in the middle of the country. So
yep.
Great. You always had training partners. Yeah,
you always had training partners, plenty of prisoners to muck around with.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine going to prison and then, you know, first day you get to do Highland Games with a prison guard? Yep. Must be a pretty good switch for a high security prison.
Yeah.
I would love to know the effect that had on the prisoners too.
Yeah, like part of their rehabilitation.
Yeah, like imagine the change that, like, if they got to hang out with you. One, fuck me, if I was throwing shit with you, I wouldn't want to fuck up. Like, you're a monster. I'd feel like I'd just get bashed. But two, like, you imagine what that'd do for him in terms of discipline and just the learnings you get from training consistently.
Yeah, and that prison has the lowest return rate of all the prisons in Iceland.
Well, wow, there's your results right there.
We taught them how to work. We taught them how to cook, take care of themselves, and train.
Yep.
And lowest return rates.
Wow. Because I remember we had Runa on before, your bro. And I remember him mentioning that prison system was run a little bit different by your family than most prisons. Is that right?
Yeah, it was show them respect. You know, we're not better than them. We just made the right choices or grew up in the countryside. We just had a better upbringing than them.
Yep.
So don't bring them down for the stuff they did wrong.
Yep.
You know,
that's such a good mentality too. Like, you know, obviously they made a mistake, and usually those mistakes are made out of desperation. So showing them how to work, how to cook, how to look after themselves is surely one way to then make sure they're not coming back. And it's clearly working. Like, That's a fucking brilliant system. And
Mm.
kudos to yourself and your family, mate. That's unreal.
That's for some of them, they're highly successful today. Like,
Yeah.
just they finished school, they've done all they can do, and they're doing great in life today.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they're just having a second shot at it, essentially.
Do you still keep in contact with some of the ex-cons?
Oh yeah, we still keep in touch with, like, some of my best friends are guys
right.
I met there.
Wow.
Far out.
You know,
Must be a pretty cool
keep in
moment.
contact weekly.
Yeah, wow, that's cool. Must be a pretty cool moment to be able to see that transition in a person and to say you've had a bit of a hand in re-guiding them on a different path like that.
Yeah, well, it was a great job to have and to get to experience this, but also at the same time, it was not a good job in the end. You take, like, not everybody is good. Like,
Yeah.
shitty people out there, and you take it home with you every night. In the end, it was too much for me. I quit.
Yep.
Moved to Reykjavik and started doing something else.
Yeah, nice.
And then started obviously just becoming a full-time monster. And like, you've dabbled in powerlifting. What was your best numbers in powerlifting?
I have a 380 squat.
What?
In a meet. I did 400 in the prison, but I never got it at a meet.
Yep.
And then 270 bench, and November 2 years ago, I did 350 squat, deadlift.
Was this like raw single ply or?
No, these are my suited numbers, but those were the numbers before I went to strongman. So 350 raw squat. I think my raw deadlift was 330 or 340.
Holy fuck.
And raw bench in competition was 235 with a stop.
I'm just gonna, mate, that's...
At what sort of body weight were you kicking around back then, bro?
I used to be about 130 back then.
It's 915.
That's fucking excellent.
Mate, you're in the wrong sport.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then was it powerlifting into strongman, or were you just were you putting the two together at the same time? How was it traveling for you?
No, I did powerlifting and then straight into strongman.
Yep.
And then my biggest deadlift was 2 years ago when my brother challenged me to join Thor's Power Challenge 6 weeks before it happened, and I deadlifted 350. Old man strength. Like, my deadlift just goes up with age.
Nothing like a challenge from the brother too, bro, to spur you on.
The little bastard was getting too strong. I had to go in there and show him something.
Just remind him what you got.
Yeah.
How
he
tall
became
are you,
strong.
bro?
What?
How tall are you?
180, 1.8
right,
meters.
Runa got the short straw there.
Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking... I was like, this guy's looking like a monster. Sorry, Runa, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Your brother's got bigger arms though.
Yeah, oh yeah. And with the strongman of the Highland Games, man, you must have done
No, we're good. It's still going.
You must have done a fair bit of travel, bro.
Yeah, I was lucky enough. I got to travel a little bit with the strongman stuff.
Yep.
But as soon as I hit Highland Games, like, I've traveled everywhere. Like, I've done games in Croatia, the US, Scotland.
Yep.
Germany, Holland, Belgium. Like, I'm lucky enough to travel every year for games.
Wow. And just those different countries and cities, they hold events, high level events, I assume, and then you just get to go out and battle it out with. Is it the same crew normally traveling around the world or through Europe there competing?
Well, yeah, usually the games I do, it's the same guys. It's the same guys I met at the World Championships. It's the same guys I meet everywhere. It's usually top level, like, that go to the States. But in Scotland, it's different. Like, they have games going on and you just show up.
Really?
Yeah, they invented it, and it's just called the Highland Games, and it's open.
And anyone can
anyone can show up. So I moved there for 3 years to study, and I just did games while I studied. And I did 35 games in a summer.
Oh
wow.
In a summer.
Yeah.
So you're doing it like a couple of comps a week or more than
some weeks. And they have this thing called Games Week. You do a game a day for a week.
Wow. As the body handle that sort of fucking activity.
You start off great, but on the 7th day, you're not throwing that well. And the next few days after, you're just in bed. You're done. But after, like everybody who does Games Week, after Games Week, you're a better athlete after that.
Yeah, I'll bet. Absolutely.
Yeah. And people show up from all around the world and just enter. You never know who's there.
Fuck, so even as a competitor, like, you don't even know who you could be up against until that day when everyone's signing in. You're like, oh, fuck, hang on, he's here today.
Yeah. I mean, you see him on the first day, and then you'll talk to him and see, like, where you're going next. Because some days there's 3 games going on and people split up.
Oh,
yeah, right.
You want to make sure that there's competitors at every game.
Yep.
So the games don't die out.
Yeah. So you guys kind of spread yourselves around the countryside.
Yeah, but you know, the biggest money draws the biggest guys.
Oh, so that 3 years you're competing for some prize money as well over there.
Yeah,
man, it's astounding how
lucky enough, you know, as a poor student to be able to just do games for money.
Yep,
awesome.
What did you study, bro?
What? I'm an aeronautical engineer.
Oh, so nothing too light, just nice and
just an aeronautical engineering.
nice and strong in the biceps, nice and strong in the brain. I see, good mix.
Yeah, and then I just do concrete for a living now.
That's literally aeronautical. And what the fuck drew you to that? From, like, mate, you're an enigma. You've gone from prison guard to fucking engineering to throwing stuff to concrete. Like, how did this is a story and a half that I feel like we need a couple of years.
It's just, I went there to study and also do games. I graduated. I went to Holland to work for an airline company to fix airplanes.
Yeah.
And then my son was getting older, so he was, you know, in my family, and I was always, you know, without them somewhere else. And after 5 or 6 months, I came home and applied for some of the companies here in Iceland. My friend had a concrete company, and I went to him and, you know, just to do some work in between.
Yep.
Loved it so much, I got stuck there. You know,
yeah, right.
It's not a complicated story. I just found concrete and I love it. Now I have my own company, a few guys, and
sweet.
That's fucking awesome, man. You know, this is one of the best podcasts we have, because the stories just always end so positive.
Yeah, we're pretty positive over here.
That's awesome, man. Because you go.
I was gonna say, how old's your son now?
He just turned 9.
That's cool, bro. Do you see you're laying a platform of strength-based activities for him? Is he sort of leaning that way as well?
He's a big boy now, and he wants to be the strongest 10-year-old in the world.
Yep.
All he knows is going to competitions or seeing his uncle Runar competing in something. It was just a matter of time until he started to sway that way.
Yeah,
man, that's gotta be pretty. You gotta be pretty proud as a father, obviously, with all your achievements, seeing that.
Yeah, it's just, and throughout the years, how much he enjoyed to stay there. He could sit through a whole game of Highland Games when he was 4 or 5 years old. So
wow.
Yeah, but hopefully it goes for something that's a little bit more money, or you know, you know, it's good if he wants to train and everything, but you know, at least keep your options open, right? You know.
Yeah,
I feel that.
Hell yeah, bro.
We don't know a lot of rich powerlifters or strongmen. There's only a few.
Thor.
Yeah, 4. And
maybe
that's about it.
Yeah.
What's it, man? There's a bit of a question for you. What's it like training with Big Thor when you've had times over the years?
He's on a different level than anybody, I think. Like, I've trained with a lot of people. I think his mindset and his size and skill and just the dedication. Like, if he was bad at something, he would just work through that.
Yep. He'll just keep doing it till he's good at it.
Yeah, and I've traveled with him to the States to do Highland Games, where he was like a performer. I was competing, he was performing.
Yep.
And his routine never slacks.
Wow.
Like, we would all have a beer, and he
Yep.
would just not have one, even though it was just us guys, or just me and him staying at a friend's house.
Yep.
You know, after everything was done, we had a few days to kill, and before we went home, we all had a beer except for him. He had a goal in mind.
Yeah. Wow.
That's insane. Like, he is just a freak. He's a different human being. Like, you can see that, and it's always nice when you get confirmation of that, because you see so many athletes who portray that, and then behind the scenes they're just off the rails. But you can tell through Thor's performances, he's just relentless.
Yeah, like he never swears off path. Like he just stayed on the path no matter what we were doing. He would come with us throwers, and we would go to a restaurant or something, go eat, and then, you know, have a lot of beer. He would just always eat, but he would always go out with us, and, you know, and even though nobody was there, no cameras, no nothing, he would just in the hot tub, like midnight, everybody's asleep. I'd offer him a beer, and he'd go, "No, I'm good."
That's an
Damn.
athlete.
He just got that athlete mentality. There's nothing's going to falter him to chase that path.
It worked for him.
Yeah.
Fucking oath.
Fucking oath it did, bro.
Bloody hell. I would love just to not even to train with him, but just to watch him train. Because let's be real, I could never keep up with that monster. But
you're done after the first 2 plates from the bar.
Oh, mate. Any of these Icelandic boys.
Yeah, I once tried to keep up with him, and when the Minnesota Vikings came over here, like some of the linemen, and we went bench press.
Yep.
And I tried to stay with them, but like 5 minutes in, they were already up to 200 kilos.
Fuck.
Still doing reps. Just like I had to bow out. Like we're strong, but they're a different level kind of strong.
Yeah.
You know, while we're all cheering for our 300 or 350 kilo deadlifts, which is good, you know, he was training for 500.
Yeah, fucking puts a bit of perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Were you there the day that he pulled the 500?
No, I was not in the gym. Runar was. I was watching online.
Yep.
But it was the middle of COVID, and only a few people could stay there.
Yeah.
I watched online, just.
Yep.
But it was great.
Yeah, that was fucking cool, without a doubt, bro. But I tell
I'm
you,
also thinking about it. My max deadlift plus my weight, and he still did more.
So you can pick both things up.
I consider myself to be a strong guy.
That's insane.
Oh fuck yeah! There's strong and then there's strong, right?
Like, how much has that impacted you, knowing that, you know, Thor's that, you know, that much in front of you? How has that impacted the way you train? Has that pushed you, or has it almost been like?
It doesn't push me. Like, I'm proud that he did it, and he's an Icelander, and it's actually just somebody did it, but it doesn't really push me to go for it, because I'm a thrower. Like, I don't need to deadlift 350. I need to deadlift 250, but really quickly and beautifully. You know? It's a whole different sport. You know, of course, it's beautiful to see somebody do that, but I've never seen somebody do a big weight and then just really got motivated to do it. But I've seen some big throws and got really motivated for months to try to get that big throw. But it's a different sport. Like it's a different mentality that goes into it. It's a lot of technical and
that's a lot of, like, that's a very good perspective though, because I think, you know, you can appreciate the effort it's taken someone to do that, because everyone, I think, knows how hard it is to be better at any endeavor they do. Like, to be 1% better when you're already the best is fucking hard work. But to know that it's like, oh, you know what, that's a completely different sport. Like, a lot of people will only look at that and go, well, that's almost demoralizing. But you can see that and appreciate it, which is sick.
Yeah. I don't get demoralized when people are stronger or do something a little bit better. I'm just happy that people are good at what they do. Like that's what motivates me. Like, people doing stuff and being really good at it. Like,
fucking nice.
If you're good at knitting, and you throw out a video of you knitting at a high speed or something, I'm in. I'll watch that. Like, I just enjoy people succeeding at every level.
Yeah, 100%. Like I can understand that. Like, have you guys seen the bloke?
I'd get ransom knitting.
I'd get some ransom knitting, but have you seen the guy who makes like statues and things out of chocolate on Facebook?
No, I have not.
No, fuck, I have to send it to you because, like,
need to see this.
This dude is exceptional at what he does. And I have no interest in fucking baking, or I don't even really like, I'm not even that much of a chocolate person.
I like eating it.
Yeah.
But watching this, it's like exactly what you said. If you're good at it, I'm going to sit down and watch. I'll have to show you guys. This is going to be sick.
Yeah. Like, people are awesome on YouTube. I watch that every week.
Fuck yeah, bro. And now, for you, where are you at in your career for lifting and throwing things, bro?
Well, at the moment,
I know there's a bit of an injury kicking around.
Yeah, I got an injury kicking around. I tore my Achilles tendon 2 months ago at a Highland game.
Fuck.
And
shit of an injury too.
Yeah, I'm walking like I'm hobbling around, and it's gonna hurt till at least Christmas.
Fuck.
So I was supposed to do a games in North Carolina.
Yep.
In October. That's out.
Yep.
And I'm just really focusing on trying to get better for next year.
Yep. Yep.
I'm in the middle of my worst injury ever. So.
What's that like for a big for someone who loves to compete like yourself, having to go through, bro?
I've been injured a lot before, and I've done competing since I was 6, like in something. So every time now when there's an injury or something happened, but I take it really calmly. Like, it's nobody's game to feel sorry for yourself. It's just another problem that you need to tackle and keep going. First, get healthy enough to be able to work, because we all need to work. We're not like, we can't make a living out of everything. So first get healthy enough to do that, and then get healthy enough to compete next year.
Man, that's such a point you make is, sometimes I consider, like, when I get injured and I've just come back from a pretty shitty injury, and it's like, why did we choose a sport that pays us no money? Like, at least in Highland Games, you're getting something.
Yeah, you're getting something, but because it gives us something more. It's more 100%. Valuable than money. The people I've met, the experiences I've had, you can. It's not a lot of money, but you could take it all away but just keep the experiences. So that's why I want to keep doing it.
And you can't buy those experiences, all those people. Like, I think you're good friends with a good friend of our show, Matt Vincent, aren't you?
Yeah, he just left. Well, last week he was here for 3 weeks.
Yeah, right.
That's sweet. Yeah, we had him on the podcast just recently as well. Yeah. I hope he said nice things about us.
Yeah, I told him I was doing your podcast. He told me he did it, and I looked at it, and then, he came over here. This is his 12th year coming over or something.
Yeah, because he loves it over there. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, he always comes here. I have a guest bedroom downstairs. He comes over, stays a while, and we have fun.
Yeah, sick.
And that's all through Highland Games,
Yeah, and you guys obviously competed against each other as well over the years.
Yeah,
who won?
Yeah, we competed at World Championships, and we met in at least 3 or 4 different countries.
Yeah.
So the friends you make doing this, the strength sport, it's way more valuable than any money you can get from it. It's friends for life.
Did Matt beat you quite often, or was it even, or is there a score being kept?
Matt was the best.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, he was at the top of his game. There was only one guy who could beat him, and they went back and forth. I was just lucky enough to be getting close. He got 6th place one year, and I was just really happy I got to do that. But looking at them, they pushed each other so hard that nobody could get close.
Yeah, wow.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool to be a part of, bro.
Yeah, to rub shoulders with the best of the best.
Hell yeah. One of the things I'm always curious about is all the different stones around your country to go and pick up.
Oh,
whenever you want. And I look forward to the time when I get to come over and visit you guys, and I've got to fucking train for it, but at least be able to pick up one of them somewhere.
There's two stones you have to do.
Yeah.
There's the Husafeld stone, the most famous one.
Yep.
That's what, 187 kilos.
Yep.
You have to pick it up and do one circle around the old house.
Yep.
And the main thing is, like, you need to train with stones. You could deadlift 300 kilos and you can't budget. Like, it's a technique to do stones. And then there's one close to me and Runar's hometown that used to measure the strength of fishermen.
Yeah.
So the higher stone you got, the better placement on a boat you got.
Really?
So if you got the biggest stone, you would make the most amount of money fishing.
Holy shit.
Wow.
So like it's in our blood. Like our ancestors used to have to lift stones to get more money.
Yeah, that's how you got paid.
That's unreal. What a system.
If you could prove you were stronger than the next person, you got the place on the boat and the other one didn't.
Fuck, very simple way to work.
Yeah, it would be awesome if it was more like that today.
Imagine if it was like that on a work site, on a job site, bro.
Yeah, just construction sites, just asking for people to work, and the strongest guy gets in.
Yeah, you got the stone at the gate. If you can pick the stone up, you're allowed through. You can't pick it up, you're not coming to work today.
Yeah, and that's just two of them. There's like 20 plus stones here that famous stones that people have to lift. But I would say those two.
Yep.
If you come over as a strongman, just do those.
Hell yeah, bro. And you've had the opportunity. Have you had much of an opportunity to travel around and do many of the stones around the country for yourself?
Yeah, and I'm lucky enough. Like, I met so many people that when they come over, they want to do the stones. So I go, at least once a year to do them.
Oh, sweet.
So
need to move to Iceland, eh?
Oh, we're going.
And I was, they did a replica of the Husafeld stone at the last Arnold's.
Yeah. Yep.
So I went to measure it with a bunch of other guys to pick it up and measure it, and so the Arnold's could do the replica. So, I got to lift it during the winter time. It was frozen to the ground. It was probably the hardest time to lift it ever.
Fuck. Plus cold as shit everywhere. Slippery, no doubt the stones get as well.
The farmer had to bring like a kettle, and he only brought like a kettle full. Like, he heated up a kettle and then poured it on the stone and then walked back to the farm.
Yep.
And then came back with one kettle and just like 6 laps. We had to stay there for an hour and a half before the stone got clear from the ground.
Yep.
Bloody
hell, that's insane.
Fuck. How close do you reckon? Have you had a shot at the replica to see what it feels like in comparison?
No, I only saw it on TV. I didn't go to the Arnold's this year.
Yeah.
Because COVID's messed a lot of travel plans up.
Fuck yeah, bro.
But hopefully this thing will clear out and we can start traveling again.
Oh, bro.
Fingers crossed.
Tell me about it. We had plans to go to the States the other year.
Oh, shit,
yeah. Yeah, we wanted to go and compete over. I wanted to go and compete over there, but
was that last year?
Yeah, I think it was last year.
Oh yeah, because obviously we couldn't go.
Yeah, we didn't go. Yeah, and then we'd love to get part of the podcast, like meeting awesome people like yourself and your brother and all the other Matt and all the other humans around the world. We want to get over there and fucking visit some of you guys.
You should come over. There's a spare bedroom downstairs if you want to share a bed.
Yeah.
No, we often share a bed. It's fine. Yep. Also, just real quickly, is that a fucking never-ending beer? Like, I swear to God, that just keeps refilling.
I think it's a big beer. It's a real size beer.
I have a few.
He came prepared. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
I knew I'd been sitting for a while.
You are the fucking best.
So do you have an early start tomorrow morning or today morning, whatever it is over there?
No, like, I own the company.
Yep.
Like, so I only really need to be there at 1:00, so I'm good.
Yeah, sweet 1 p.m.
He is like the Icelandic Terry.
Yeah. You can have a
He is the Icelandic. We have this bloke over here. You guys are just too similar.
Yeah,
he competes in the Highland Games.
Yes. He's the Australian version of you.
Yeah, 100%. Like he's about
awesome.
He's same about your body weight. He's a fucking builder by trade. Like loves his beers, family man. Like this is fucking.
You're Icelandic Terry.
You are.
Okay, bring him over.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
You two would have a hoot of a time together.
I was just thinking that. I was like, we could bring him over. Depends how long you want to be drunk for. Actually, no, they're both of that Terry status. They don't get drunk.
No, you just throw things and drink.
Yeah, I stay at this level.
Oh, I love that. I stay at this level. That is the best.
So, man, what's training look like for you at the moment? Do you still kick around and try and throw a few weights around and just stay away from the injury, or do you just take a break altogether until it starts feeling good?
I can't throw at all.
Yeah,
I have a little trouble walking, but I'm doing a lot of bicep and traps these days.
Yep.
So, and plus, like, I don't know if my brother told you, I'm not known for training a lot.
I have heard this rumor.
Oh yeah,
you're just a freak.
Right. That's right. You're the brother. You're the asshole brother who doesn't train and is still ridiculously strong.
Yeah, I'm lucky. Like, I show up for a few sessions and I'm back at what I used to be.
Hey, do you remember being like that?
That's Icelandic Terry.
That is Icelandic Terry.
That's exactly how Terry runs.
Oh my God. So our Australian version of you literally didn't compete in anything for ages and then comes back and just competed in our nationals and was 20 kilos off his best ever total.
What about 6 weeks training?
Not even. And one of those sessions he rock up, he was super hungover.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at me, it's like, I fucking know that feeling.
Terry's easy.
Yeah.
You guys.
Like when you compete at deadlifts, I say you have a little bit of whiskey before you do deadlifts. And then you have a little bit of beer before you do everything else. Because that's your competition. That's your competition day. I'm telling you, whiskey before deadlifts, I'd give it a try.
Yeah, okay.
Well, okay, I'm game.
I'm game. Because that's, correct me if I'm wrong, that's a bit of a Highland Games tradition. Before the camber throw or something, you'll have a whiskey shot?
Yeah, we have a little sip of whiskey, and you pour some whiskey on the caber and salute the caber and the people that have gone before you.
Yep. That's a pretty cool tradition to come with Highland Games. It's something we didn't really touch on is it's been around a long time, that sport. Yeah,
I mean, that's what they used to, when they weren't allowed to train with weapons, they used to, train Highland Games, and they would throw stuff at you and kill you. A hammer would get a bowl over the wall of a castle.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Such
history. And a caber, you flip a caber and it will make a path over the river.
Oh, yeah. Or squash anyone it lands on.
That too.
Or squash anyone it lands on. Yeah. There's been a few referees or people that haven't been watching that have been hit by cabers and
really
got seriously injured.
Yeah, that'd fuck you up.
Oh yeah. These things they're not the heaviest.
40 or 50 kilos?
6 meters long. It's got a whip in the end.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's it like to flip one of those things?
That was the hardest thing to master.
Yep.
Like you can be extremely strong.
Yep.
But it's all the balance and timing and everything.
Yep.
And then you can be ridiculously strong and just throw it. Like I've seen people that don't know how to do it and just throw cabers.
Fuck.
Yeah. And it took me a few years and a lot of games to be able to throw the cabers in Scotland.
Yeah. And that, I imagine, if that'd be, would you call that the most challenging event that's in the Highland Games, the camber throw there? The camber throw?
Yeah, I would say the caber is the most technical one and the most difficult one, because you can train for a caber, but they're all different.
Yeah, because each competition has their own one, right?
Yeah. So you go to a town and they have their own caber.
Yep.
And if that one breaks, they just bring out a caber that nobody's touched before.
And you got to work it out how to throw it on the first throw. Fucking good luck.
Yeah. So but it's the most fun.
Yeah.
It's like stones. You have to feel it. You have to look at it and just try to get a feeling for it.
Yeah.
Just like natural stones.
Yeah. I think, and there's something real raw about that, isn't there? Like that's pulling a stat like a barbell off the ground, like it's controlled, it's sitting in the same space, you know exactly how it's going to react and move and what it's going to do when you go to lift it. Trying to throw a canvas through the air and spin it or pick up a natural stone or anything like that. There's something a little bit raw about that.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. The caber and also the natural stones just all around Iceland. You see a stone and you have to figure it out. Like you have to look at it, you have to get a feel for it before you start to try it.
Yeah.
That's what I love most about it.
That's cool. Now, this is a story I think I know. Correct me if I'm wrong. You have some stones in your front yard?
Yeah.
And you have to throw them.
We found in the garden when we were digging out for the hot tub.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. And we did Thor's challenge, the Thor's power challenge. And after that, I had a party over here.
Yep.
And, first we had a party at Thor's, and half Thor is sponsored by Rain.
Yep.
But he also makes his own vodka.
Yep.
So we were all drinking 300 milligram Rain in vodka.
Wow.
Holy fuck.
And then we came over here and everybody was so pumped that in 4 o'clock in the morning, all of us were outside lifting stones, yelling, waking up the whole neighborhood. Everybody's still pumped from all the Rain and vodka.
I imagine your neighbors aren't going to really complain when they stare at the window and see all you monsters out there throwing stones, are they?
Haven't had any complaints since I moved here.
I feel like they're just like the culture of Iceland is so strong that they would just go in and join.
Yeah, they probably just jump in.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, if you come over, you have to start in my front yard to train with stones.
Yep.
That's amazing.
That's how you
I think our mutual friend Kevin.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been in the front yard lifting stones with us.
That's how I heard the story.
Yeah. He hasn't gotten the big one yet to the shoulder, but hopefully next trip he'll do it.
What do you think the big one weighs?
It's about 150 at least.
Fuck, I'm pretty sure Kevin just got called out on the podcast.
Did Kevin just get called out on the podcast?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Now you got to do it.
He for sure did.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I'll tag him in that, bro.
That's
and let
amazing.
Him know.
Yeah, I'll tag him. That's for sure.
Sick, bro. Mate, what we like to do towards the end of these things, mate, is we have 10 incredibly random questions for you. They could be anything. You just come up with the first thing that comes out of that head of yours. Are you ready?
All right.
What fear would you like to overcome?
Spiders.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Hate
Have you been to Australia?
No.
A lot of spiders here, bro.
Don't.
I know.
But we will keep you safe. You will fucking love it over here. But we'll keep you safe.
We have no insects here whatsoever. Like we have a small, nothing that you're afraid of.
Sorry, you have no insects over there.
We have insects. Like we have small spiders, small flies and everything, but nothing big, nothing scary, nothing.
Yeah, we got them.
No mosquitoes, no nothing.
Oh, I'm coming to Iceland. Fuck this. Yeah.
All right. This is a 2-part question. Part number 1. Who is your best friend or an important person in your life?
My best friend. I'd have to go corny and go my dad.
Dad.
Love that.
Okay. Well, this is a little tricky. All right. So your dad has just been kidnapped. He's okay.
Yeah.
Things good. No big problems. However, there is a ransom required for his release. You have the amount of money, no problems. You are going to deliver. You are tasked with that role and responsibility, delivering the money to release your dad from the kidnappers. The drive is about 1 hour. You're going to drive that money to the destination. What song are you going to listen to while you're driving?
Oh, that's a tough one. Am I in a fighting mood or?
I think you might be. I think you might be ready.
Something by Killswitch.
Yeah. Get you really wound up and ready to go.
I'll just have Heavy's band playing in the back.
Yeah, or
have Thy Art playing in the back, bro.
Yeah. I always, if I have to pick best anything, I always go back to Killswitch.
Yeah, nice. Oh yeah. What did you want to be when you left school, bro?
I had no plans when I left school.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted to be a prison guard and just live at the prison. Like, I left school to go work in the prison. I wanted to get free food and live. So I was living my dream for a while.
Fucking oath.
You know?
Fucking simple.
Yeah.
Mate, what's the next skill you would like to learn?
Next skill. Another language. Like Spanish, German, or Russian. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
What makes you grumpy?
Oh, everything makes me grumpy, man. I'm a really angry person on the inside. What really makes me angry is how soft we have all gotten.
Yeah.
Oof, good one.
Yeah. You can't be a real man anymore. You can't say what you're thinking. Somebody's gonna bitch or complain about it.
Yeah.
Truth.
So I'm afraid for my son when he grows up. Like it's considered to be a bad thing to be a guy's guy right now.
Yep.
Even though a guy's guy is still an upstanding guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Like it's getting tough to be a man.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. I don't want to go deeper into that. Somebody's gonna call me out on that, but
more people need to have some stones in their front yard.
yeah, like we need to remember where we came from. We were tough sons of bitches.
Yep.
You know, we need to keep our what made us men back in the day.
Yeah. 100%, bro. What's something embarrassing that you own?
Something embarrassing that I own. Probably my Pokemon Go account.
Oh.
I did not see that coming.
I did not see that coming either.
I'm hooked.
You love it?
I fucking love it.
Oh god,
that was the
I did not expect that.
Red.
I love that. Look at it. That's the best.
What's your most proudest moment, sir?
My son being born.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's corny as hell, but I'm corny.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
I think that's pretty cool, bro.
Yeah.
I resonate with that. Mate, if you owned a boat,
yeah,
you don't have a boat, but if you do have a boat, also can make it work for that. What would you name your boat?
What would I name my boat? Oh, I actually have a boat called Wilhelmer.
Oh, what does that mean?
It's just the name of my grandpa. He owned it, so we named it that.
Cool.
Yeah, right.
That's a cool name for a boat.
It's just a small boat, small outboard motor, but we go out fishing,
Yep.
To fill up the fridge.
Fuck, that'd be a nice little adventure going out in the water and that thing.
Yeah.
Cold.
We fill up our freezers during the summer times.
Yep.
It's an awesome thing to have.
Yep.
We just bought a new motor, so we're good to go again.
Ready for summer. So good.
Yeah. Well, summer's almost over.
Oh yeah, you're almost done. We're coming into summer.
Fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, you're coming into summer.
You're gonna need your jumper soon.
Yeah.
Who is the messiest person you know?
Hjalti Ursus.
Really?
Yeah, remember him? We used to train with John Paul Sigmarsson.
Yeah. Wow.
Oof. How cool.
He might be the messiest. And the person behind him is probably me. If you ask anybody, I'm pretty messy.
I was right. Maybe he's gonna just out his brother.
Yeah. Just pick on Red.
No. If you ask my brother that question, he would say me.
Yeah.
I think he might have.
Oh, he did? Oh.
Mate, this is always a curious one, the worst smell you've ever smelled?
Worst smell I ever smelled. When I went to study in Scotland.
Oh yeah.
My friend Gregor Edmonds, who is the equipment manager for World's Strongest Man.
Oh dear.
He was there, and he had, like, let's say you lost your house
Mm-hmm.
to the bank, he would go in and set up new locks and clear shit out.
Yep.
So
Wow.
my first day, like, I landed at the airport, he picked me up, said we have to make one stop. We went to this house. The lady hadn't paid her bills for years, and everything in there was just, there were piles like hoarders.
Yeah.
Like the TV show Hoarders. I walked into the bathroom, and you had to crawl over a pile of clothes.
Oh, I can't
Yep.
handle this story.
So people would crawl over there, just turn around and shit.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So it was years of shit. And that wasn't the worst smell. It was when I got back down and I opened the fridge. Yeah. It was probably 4 years since it was opened or something. It was still going. And the smell, I can still think about it when I say this out loud. That's the worst smell ever. 4 years of leftovers
in a fridge, releasing the demon out of that nice sealed
it was
container.
worse. It was worse than the smell in the bathroom where people did not, like, shit next to the toilet.
We need to change that question.
That's a good reference point too. Like, yeah, I imagine that bathroom would have been pretty stinky.
Yeah, that really smelled. But then they tricked me into opening up the fridge. That's the first rule: never open up. They said after I opened it, they said the first rule is never open up the fridge.
They just wanted to teach you that rule.
Yeah, no, they want to see it first.
Oh, that's fucked.
Oh, fuck, that's gold, bro.
Bro, you're a fucking legend. Like that was thank you so much for coming on, number one, but two, like, just obviously it's what 1 a.m. over there now, and you're still kicking along for us, but we really appreciate it.
Super appreciate it, bro.
It was fun. Like, I enjoy doing these things. It reminds you of stories you haven't talked about for a while.
Yeah,
absolutely. And obviously everyone listening gets to share in those experiences, but also take away some hopefully valuable gold from it. And if people wanted to reach out, find out more about you, how can they find you?
Heisi, Heisi, on both Instagram or Facebook. Like,
cool.
Yeah,
Heisi. Yeah, but Heisi, they find me there.
Sick.
Man, we'll post it up in the show notes.
Hell yeah, bro.
We'll give you a tag when this comes out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate it for coming on, man. We'll have to get you back. We'll have to get you and your brother on together, I reckon, sometime.
That would be fun. Well, we'll dig up some stories.
Hell yeah. We'll line that up. Me and Brando will have some brekkie beers. It'll be fucking excellent.
Brother, you have a great day. We'll chat soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Heisi. See you, brother.
See you guys.
Bye.